Hey, how's it going there? This is Joseph, and welcome to another video by me. And in this video, I'm going to discuss my 5 favorite external tools that I use when creating QML applications. Here's the first one. It's called GIMP QML Exporter. There's also a Photoshop one, but I'm going to concentrate on open source stuff here. It was created by a person, Jean Bigwig. If I pronounced your name wrong, I'm really sorry. But it's a little bit outdated and can use some upkeep. As you can see, nobody's touched it since July 10th of 2010. But anyways, what this allows us to do is we can go into our GIMP here, and you can see that I have a background. I have something called a rectangle. These are my layers. I have some text, and I have the hello text there. I can actually delete this layer right here. And then I could go and I could say, File, Export to QML. I'm going to call this red, okay? And we say, save this to whatever file we want to, okay? And I'm just going to say, save it to my home file for now. And press OK, and it converts it all over. So now if we go over to our, Qt Creator here and open it up, go to Joseph, we can see somewhere around here in the red section we got red images, and then we also have red QML, right? We click on that and we would import, look, it already finds the red images and everything, and it gives us the QML code. Very, very cool stuff. And of course, look, it needs some work, but it is what it is. It's pretty good for I use it a lot. You can imagine like a designer could make layer upon layer for you and then hand that off to you, and then you could run with that. That cuts time from designer to developer by like 60 to 80%. So that's great. The second one that I use is for models, and I use this. It's called OOO Export, and what it's used for is it creates very simple XML for you from LibreOffice or OpenOffice. And if we look over at LibreOffice right here, I can go to File, Export, and I can save it as a very simple XML file, okay? And then I can use that for my data, okay, in my XML list models. My third is SVG Edit. This is code. This is actually in the browser itself. I can start, making things right away with it if I wanted to. I can start drawing right away, and I can look at the code for this drawing right here, and look at the SVG path and set my path SVG up to be that path. There's a lot more that you can do with this. I'm not really going to get into it, but at any rate, I use this not that much, but it is good for when I need it. The next one I use all the time. This is SQLite database browser, and it is great, and I use it a bunch. And what we can do is we can take a file like this, right, and then save it as a CSV file or a comma separated value file. Then we can open up our SQLite database, right, that program I was just showing you, and we can go to File, Import, Table from CSV file, or comma separated value file, and that right there will import the file and create your database for you. And you can just imagine if this database right here, or if this spreadsheet right here was like 500 times bigger, and I needed to make a SQLite table that was that size, I think that this works very well for that. And finally, the last one that I use is Blender, and I use this to create 3D models, and with that I push them off to Qt 3D, and I use that in my QML and to make 3D videos or 3D games or 3D animations and so on and so forth. Well, I'm Joseph, and those are the top 5 tools that top 5 external tools that I use for creating QML applications. Have a good one, and be nice to everybody out there.